Hey, it's Tuesday and we are ready for our live chat. So, how is everyone doing? I hope all is well. I'm trying to get pumped. So, anyway, let's talk about doing while waiting. And for this, I want to continue our planting harvesting theme that we were talking about last week. And if you follow me on Facebook and or LinkedIn, you'll see I've been talking a lot about planting and harvesting. You saw my sweet potatoes. Everyone was like, hey, how are you going to eat those? And I'm like, lots of votes for pie. Let me just put it out there. I'm a pumpkin pie gal. I know some of y'all ready to just have me and take me to the woodshed, but I am not a huge sweet potato pie person. I'm not a big pie person, period. But if I am going to have things, they need to be sweet. And so pretty much pumpkin wins. I'm just going to put it out there. So I might get kicked out of one club and invited to another. So be it. But to continue that planting and harvesting theme, I want to talk about doing while waiting. So let's continue with my garden analogies. All right. So once a seed is planted, there's a waiting period. That seed is under the dirt. You don't see what's happening there. You don't know what's going on, but you trust that things are happening, okay, in terms of the germination process. Okay, so but doing that waiting, you still have to keep doing. Okay, you have to check the soil. Does it need to be watered? Is this something that needs to be in the shade or is it something that needs to be in the sunshine? Either way, you're addressing the environment for that. So while that seed is doing its thing under the ground, you are still doing. And the same thing happens in our businesses. If your roster of clients is not full, that doesn't mean that you just, like a turtle and put your head back in the shell and just kind of sit and not do anything. That's not how this works, okay? So we're going to talk about this doing while waiting. So what are some of the things that you can still keep doing while things are not going the way you might have hoped? You may not have that full roster. You may not have the discovery calls coming in. The client attraction process is like just non-existent. It's feeling like at this time. You still keep doing your marketing. You still do it. Okay. You are not going to change that situation by stopping marketing. Who's going to know what you do if you're not telling anyone, if you're not talking about it, if you're not putting it out there? That's not going to change that situation. So you still need to keep doing your marketing. You still need to keep doing your CEO task in your business. Whether your client roster is full or not full, there's still things that need to be done. You need to keep on top of your books. Maybe this is the process where you might need to look at your spending and say, you know what, this month I'm not going to pay for Zoom because I haven't had a lot of, calls going on. And as a result, I'm going to nix this before the next payment is due to save some money. You still need to keep track of things. You need to look at your analytics, look at what kind of progress is taking place in your business, okay? You still need to do your content creation. It falls under that marketing. It still has to get done. So if you're active on Instagram, keep being active on Instagram. If you're active on LinkedIn, continue being active on LinkedIn. If we're honest, if your roster is not as full, you have a little bit more time, right? So dig deeper in those connections, those people that you've already reached out to, or maybe reach out and make some new connections and dig deeper into those relationships. Slide on into those DMs and get a better handle of what it is that people are needing, what it is that the transformation that they're looking for, and how is that something that you offer and something that you can fill in for them and fill that gap. Okay, do your own continued learning. Don't stop that because that continues to better you. And as you continue to better you, you are better positioned to better serve your clients. Okay, so keep doing that. Keep doing the back end stuff on your business. It's a perfect time for that. If you do not have your SOPs in process, hey, get on Loom and start recording those videos for either yourself, your VA, or someone down the road to take on. All right, record yourself doing the everyday processes that you do in your business. If you don't have a full roster, get your back end in order. It is the perfect time to do that. Okay, continue to make tweaks to your process. When is the last time you checked your onboarding process? Does work? Are all of your workflows actually flowing? Okay, are there some hiccups in the process? Are there some things that you might want to audit and think to yourself, you know what? That doesn't make sense. Actually, step three should come before step two. And I need to change that. I've been wanting to change it, but I didn't get around to it. Well, right now, if your business is not in a place of you're extra full and busy and you're thinking to yourself, well, I have a little extra time, then add that to your list of to dos, okay? Pop that on in there as a thing that, hey, you know what? Let me go ahead and tweak that. Let me ask my friend, hey, can you kind of go through my workflow, create an, log in, book an appointment, see how everything flows. Does that email sound like me? I don't know. If you use Dubsado, sometimes we kind of make some jokes. It's like, hey, first name, last name. No one says that. Go tweak those. Go fix them. Make them sound like you. All right. So my bottom line here is you need to keep doing all the things that need to be done, even while you are waiting. Okay, because the doing is not wasted time. And that's sometimes what you might feel like, oh, Kiva, that's not going to help me get clients. That's not going to do this. And it's like, you know what? But it does set the stage for when those clients come in. How much better is it that you have this super awesome client experience when they book with you? How far does that separate you from the rest of the pack? Because you tweak that email and it no longer says, hey, Sally Smith. Okay, just putting that out there. So if you're ready to harvest, you have to be ready to do the doing. Okay, and the doing has to get done when and when you have like not a full roster is a perfect time to start getting that done. Okay, and it's those things that are like the back end of our business, the CEO stuff of our business, the tasks that are related to running a business. That's the background stuff, that's the underground stuff, just like the seed. You don't see what's happening there, but that is leading to that transformation. You putting your SOPs in plus process in not in process, what's the word? In place. Yeah, whatever. You putting your SOPs in place, you tweaking your onboarding or client experience, you um, editing down some of the things that you might have been having as software applications and putting aside more money in your business. Those are all things that set you up for when that harvesting comes, when that transformation comes, that, when the seed pops through the ground and you're like, oh my gosh, I get to see the results of everything I've been doing. That's what happens when those clients that are your clients and are coming. That's what happens when your systems have been all put in place on the back end and they have this seamless experience. And they're like, oh my gosh, I've been waiting for this. Where has this person been all my life? All right. So if things are slow, if things are not, your roster isn't as full as you want it to be, work on things that are in your business that you may be pushing aside typically. Get them in order while you are waiting, okay? Because that is so key for consistency. And you never know who's watching you when you are being consistent, okay? Difference between like, um, a watch pot never boils, I think is a saying, but like, with a seed, you're eventually going to see that transformation that took place. All right. And there are people watching you, even when you don't think anyone is watching you. They're watching you show up consistently in your business. They're watching you be consistent with your marketing. They're watching you be consistent with your copy. They are watching you be consistent in so many areas. And they're thinking to themselves, you know what? When I want a fill in the blank, whatever service you provide, I want to work with her. Why? Because every single thing that she's done has been consistent. She's consistent in her marketing. She's consistent in her content that she shares. She's consistent in telling me the transformation that I'm going to receive when I work with her. And I share that because right now my roster isn't full. I'll just put it out there. I could be doing more things than I probably am doing. But I had someone reach out to me on LinkedIn and they said, they're not a first connection with me, they're a second. And they said, I've seen your videos in my feed and I really wanted to just connect because you are always so calm and explaining so many things. Now, I did have to chuckle because some of y'all are like, she's not calm, but it's just that you don't know who's watching. So be consistent in what you're doing even when no one is watching, because all of that is the same thing that goes into preparing the soil, tilling the soil, getting everything ready for that seed to drop into just the right environment in order to grow. The same thing for your business. Plant the seed and continue to do all the work that needs to be done, okay? Even when you may not be at the place you want to be. Don't let the self doubt creep in. Don't watch everyone else on Facebook and Instagram and compare yourself, because comparing is just, it's the thief of joy, it's the thief of faith, it's the thief of everything. Okay? Because your clients are coming, your clients are out there, and by you putting the doing in now, you will wind up with that reward. All right? So that's all I have for you today. I'll see you on Thursday. Bye.